I gotta keep hammering them, man. I learned a little bit about water torture, Dick. It's effective. You hear me all right? This was definitely deliberately left out of the classroom. Can you hear me okay? Outside of the box, inside of the box, what's outside of the box. We're conditioned to think everything operates inside of the box, but everything operates in a circle instead. I can't hear you, Dick. You might have muted yourself.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Chuck.
Hi.
It's probably too loud with the background noise.
Oh, okay. You're good, Dick. But sometimes when I tell you guys, I tell you as witnesses so you can watch crowd reactions. It ain't about me, it's about the crowd. I went 3 hours on my account yesterday on Draco and I got banned for 80 days off that one stream. That one got me banned for 80 days.
That's wild, man.
So I got to be onto something if I'm getting 80-day bans every time I go live. Like I have to record my live sessions now because otherwise people don't believe. Like I showed this symbol to my friend Rob earlier. I said do that with one line. One line. You start from the center and you curve and you're out to the outer edge or doing a parabolic curve ball from the inside to the outside. And that swoosh line creates a biosphere around you. So that really makes you realize, hey, I'm a bubble inside a bubble. Bubble in a bubble. Because your body's got a biosphere. There's your bubble, bubble boy. So you're a bubble in a bigger bubble. But the picture is inverted. That's where it gets funny because the brain puts the picture together backwards. That's why I laugh my ass off. The people around me would kill you before admitting I'm right about anything. They got to protect their religious dogma. They don't really comprehend the dark secret that they're protecting without knowing that they're protecting it. Creates a buffer. Enemy, my enemy is my friend. And, you know, they all stay great away from me because they think I'm crazy, but that creates a barrier and a buffer. That's how you take over from the inside out, outside in. You know, we want to be loved, but fake love sucks. Fake love's evil. And the irony is when they fear you, they respect you. So that's why they run around and call me the devil because, you know, they fear what I'm saying because it contradicts their beliefs.
Oh, yeah.
We think the Mercury star has 7 to it. But that's because we're looking at it in 2D. And then when you look at it this way, it's got 9 vectors instead of 2. So they're trying to trap you to 7 and hide 9, right? This gets into some really deep stuff because you're looking at this shape in 2 dimensions and you see 6 outer points and a center point, so you think 7. But when you look at it in 3D, 9 vectors appear magically. So in 3D, that Merkaba star, Star David, Star Zion, the Star of the Devil, in 2D it's 7, but in 3D it's got 9. So what do they really do? They tried to recruit every man and woman against God. Try to get 7s to go to war with 9s. Because 7, 8, 9 are 7's trying to eat 9. Let's pretend that 7 is AI and 9 is NI. AI needs to consume NI. And it's so simple when you start looking at it like that. Because like you said, AI is just consuming nature, natural intelligence, artificial intelligence. Well, artificial intelligence is consuming natural intelligence. Said a consumer, that's what I am. But guess what? That's what you are too. We're all consumers. I don't know where to go with this stuff. No one wants to talk about it in public. It's not a joke. And they won't write about anything. So when you're watching these things and you do them yourself, you're like, this is right, it's not wrong. And then you're watching the reactions.
Yeah, they just want to laugh about it.
I think it's amazing.
Well, they're distraction. You know, it's distracting. It's just like they know they're gatekeepers, fucking big time gatekeepers. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And this is like the root of it. This was 12 years ago, and all the pieces me and Grace have compiled to go around this. You start seeing how color is defined by frequency. Frequency causes color density. Color is a result of frequency. Man, it starts making you think different. We're in a frequency war. They want to think ones or zeros. What about the 9? Nobody wants to talk about 9. Hitler was morbidly obsessed with number 9. So was Aleister Crowley. So what did they do? They hid 9 and the value of 9 from mankind. That's what these evil bastards did. They hid the value of 9 from the collective, erased it from history. How the hell did I figure that out without a high school degree? Oh, I remembered it. Because none of this is new. So that means I must have did some naughty stuff in a previous lifetime. Maybe I was a part of this. I'm living the karma of it right now. karma is generational. It's not just in one lifetime. It's every generation. You know, reincarnation is something that was taken away from traditional education. You're not taught to think you come back in here and you've been here before. But when you know you've been here before, you start thinking different. We're not learning things, we're remembering them. Like time moving backwards. Odd thing to say. The future is moving backwards and the past is moving forwards. Sit still in the present. Don't do anything. Solves everything. Christ said everything begins, ends with you or I in the middle. Smartest thing you can do is run interference patterns. It's mind blowing. How do we reinstitute these things in the education system? Culture's wrong. We value death more than life. Dead presidents over dead babies. Dead presidents are more concerning. You sure I mean?
That's pretty wild.
Women to just blame men for everything.
That's what he do, yeah. This is one of those things that's it should never have been hidden. But they hid this knowledge so they could use it for control. And this knowledge is key to free energy and proof of design. Right? Like, whoa. They already knew. It's not new. They just erased it. Plasma field theory, they hid it. H3O, they hid it. Cures for cancer and free energy, let's remove them from history. What a great idea. It became about keeping people sick. It's more profitable to keep people sick than healthy.
And that's because of the form of medicine that we practice, which is necromancy, which is witchcraft. My doctor. Coming to get you, motherfucker. See, I've realized the funniest thing is to just do things in plain sight, right in front of people's faces. Don't bother telling people what you're doing before you do it. Just do it. Don't worry about the consequences. Don't worry about the spilled milk. Don't worry about hurt feelings. What do they know anyway? They're illiterate. Come on, man. When you're fucking right. Weird. They don't want people to know their ABCs, Chuck. They don't want them to know their geometries. They want them stuck on a flat line.
Yeah, I think it's great what you're doing. Everything was kept back and hid from us. You expose it. I just wish more people would believe it.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But they are, though.
Well, it's too late for my children. They're fucked. And my parents are dead, so, you know, they're brain dead. They'll be dead by 2030. Holy crap. Nothing nothing scarier than coming in your own name. No one else to blame.
Yeah.
I didn't do this in the name of a party or nope. Just recognize you're all getting lied to on a massive level too. Huge. Right? 9 root races. They hid 2 spectrums of light so they could reduce the rainbow to 7 instead of 9. 432 Pythagorean theory rooted in 9. All creation rooted in number 9. Not a 1 or a 0.
Yeah, it was more important to it, more important for them to lie to us about NASA.
some means to lie or cover up, to hide, veil.
Yeah, they're only in it for usury and credit. There's no creation out of these motherfuckers. They can only suck and parasite off the back of each of us, you know, to pay their dues along with them, you know.
They do a good job, about keeping us divided, though. That I noticed that.
Yeah. Oh, they just
They try.
you get anybody to trigger, you know, like this whole weed ban and all this stuff, you know. It's just like, you know, all that is the alcohol industry is suffering, you know. It's the Bushes and Bush's own Bush Light and all that, you know, the Bush compound. You know, they're losing out on it, you know.
Right.
They don't want spirits in you, you know. They don't want natural remedies going. They can't. Marijuana's backfired on it again, you know. They thought they were just gonna run the market and profit off it all the way through. Everybody's just gonna buy from them.
Right.
They think everybody's too lazy to do their own shit, you know. But when people get down to it, they find ways.
Right. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's about shifting large crowds, That's what they try to do.
You know, it's like 13 families fighting amongst themselves, and then we're supposed to think it's only one.
Right.
There's 13 of them not get along. You know, they all have their own banks and corporations, you know.
Yeah.
But I looked at something today, you know, that that guy from Dell that gave 6.25 is 13. 6.6, and it was $6.25 billion for 11-year-olds and under, kids, KIDS. So he's trafficking children, blood money for seats for the Trump wallets. I'm going to send this to you, and you look at it from that perspective, you know, Matt, like you taught us to look at it in thirds. And I'm reading it how the cabal reads it. You know, they put it out in public what they're doing. Blood money.
Blood money. Exactly right.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's what they're after, kids too.
Yeah, you know, and again,
It all starts with the kids,
we've been tricked to call them kids and they're children, you know. They call their own children. Why don't we call our own children? They're not. We don't have goats, you know. And I just am really sensitive about really trying to make sure we call them children. That makes kind of sense. So anyway, okay, Michael and Susan Dell pledge $6.25 billion to support American kids under 11 through Trump accounts. What's a Trump account? Is that a Bitcoin harvesting account where they're all got token-based wallets and they're harvesting cellular energy from children or kids? How does that work?
Yes. How does that work?
You know, they're not going to give $6.25 billion to kids. They're going to give it to the Trump wallet for under 11 years old of age, you know. That must be their threshold, 9/11. They got to get them before 11 to keep them nines. And after they're at the age of 11, they've already sucked a lot of blood money out of them, and they're just for a different way of harvesting through their fat structure, running data through their tower, you know. They feed us sugars and shit like that to feed the system, and the system, those nanobots run on sugar, simple sugar, modified starches and sugars, right? I'm just thinking about chemicals and stuff aloud, what they're doing with it.
Yeah, what they're doing it. Yeah, you're right.
It's technocrats and corporations. Government's not in the picture. They're pushing the propaganda for these guys on stage, and they're all standing there with a fucking two men, and there's not a woman in the picture. What's going on here? Or there's women in the pictures wearing men's clothes. There's something not right with the stage here. Goes against everything we were created to do.
Right.
Yeah, I think the women were men. Are men.
And you're right, man. This is a frequency war, and they try to drown you down, frustrate you, and laugh at you. But we gotta laugh with them along with it. It is funny as fuck because they are stupid. They've spent billions of dollars our entire life to keep us fucking stupid.
That's what they did.
Usury.
Oh yeah, when he says that, fuck yes, that's exactly what it is.
Spent every fucking penny they could ever keep you dumb.
They spent every dollar they could conditioning people to believe lies.
Yeah.
Love the lies.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to rise up, and they're gonna take measures, and we're gonna take measures. But this has to happen. They're up there in Minnesota. All the good military men are fucking at the halftime shows, sucking all the trans cheerleaders' dicks, while the Somalians are up there pirating their fucking land. Now they got 10,000 fucking lakes to fucking pirate.
Right? Oh shit.
Wonder how
Ain't
got
that
family up there. Wonder how they're gonna like that. Give it to their evangelist pastor so they can ship it over to Israel and shut the fuck up because you're gonna die anyway.
Right.
This place was found to harvest, and they know it. We know it. Matt, you're right. It's the end of a cycle. And
2025, it's the end of a year, it's the end of a cycle. 2025 adds to 9.
So somebody said 12/22. There's going to be 3 days of darkness, and AI is going to shut it down the 22nd. And whatever. I hope it fucking happens, and I hope it's 20 below. Because I'm going to be okay. Everybody else, I don't know, but everybody's prepared to have the fucking lights shut off, and it shuts off and goes dark for 3 days. Just keep your fucking eyes shut, keep your mouth shut, see what happens.
Right.
I think that's all we can do. Wait it out.
Oh, that is all you can do.
Because we've been here since the beginning, and I don't know. I'm not too upset or worried or nervous about it. It is what it fucking is. We've been in this from the beginning. We're going to be in it to the end. And
I don't see a direction to go. Joining parties, forces. I mean, it's a zoo. It's a circus. Everybody for everybody. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody get everybody. Everybody eat everybody till there's nobody left.
Where you're saying all the right things, PPP, protocols, procedures, and what I mean.
Policy, procedure, protocol.
Yeah, policy, procedure, and protocols. You know, I'm using a lot of that
Pushing
same verbiage on.
propaganda, pencil pushing peckerheads, pushing partisans, pricks, predator, pedophile, predator prey, press agents, pressing presidents, politicians, political pimps, parties, peoples and persons. Parents, how you doing? There, Dick, I took care of all the P's.
Exactly. Hey, what?
Oh, wait, prostitutes and pimps, PP. If you ain't pimping, you're prostituting.
Yeah, I love how he's got it down. Yes, Dick. That's what I try to do too. Speak up on it.
Oh,
So
man,
I can do.
So you got all these PP words. Let's take them away. You can't use them no more because they're dead terms in a dead language created by corporations. America's the land of the living dead. Are you a walking zombie?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the show Walking Dead? Because it's about the zombies. What if the vaccinated are the zombies?
Time to make the donuts. Time to make the donuts. Dragging slippers through the hallway. You know, the Canadians. I was listening to a friend up there up in Canada, and I feel for them, and I tell them to do the same thing because we got the same military here in America, but they're letting fucking immigrants in, and they got basically a touch tune one button, and they push a computer screen, and they're already in. They don't have enough people to enter these refugees, so they just let them walk in.
Well, it's bad, man.
And they're, that's Canada, and that's right above Minnesota. So how do you think they're coming into America? Right down the fucking center channel,
Oh, yeah.
They ain't coming around the edges. They're coming right down the heartland of it,
Right. And of all states, too, they welcome them.
I mean, it's to each and everybody's their own. But again, when you throw a lot of similar ants in a jar and they all have different ways of thinking, they're gonna fucking be disruptive and they're not gonna get along. And everybody is not meant to coexist, whether they want to fucking act like it or not. I don't want to live next to a fucking skunk. No different. I'd rather live next to a rabbit. Skunks fucking stink.
Hey, Dick. I got your letter, man. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thank
okay,
you so much, man.
Okay.
Just got here. Thank you very much.
Okay, I was kind of worried about that, but
it got here. I'll set you up a nice package, man.
No, that's cool. Just whenever, no hurry.
But I just got it today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, good deal. I'm glad it worked out.
Oh,
timing's everything. Sometimes a little pause and it works out for the better anyway,
Like you said, most people don't realize how boxed in I am. But I come out swinging out of a corner. I was in a corner, and then I stepped to the center. Centurion.
Yeah.
Centurion soldier in the center of a fucking circle. Let's come out fucking swinging and goddamn fight.
Yep.
I'll go to
I'm
win.
with you.
I'll go to win. I don't want to lose. I don't play games to lose. That sucks.
Yep.
We're gonna win so much, we're gonna get sick of it. We're gonna get sick of fucking winning, Dick.
I know it. I don't want any fucking trophies out of this deal. I just want to win.
Just about principle and fucking respecting people. The fuck?
Man, I posted some things on my local news station, and I know there's thousands of people reading it, but you can't get a response.
No, hell no. Go look on my wall right now. What I just posted photo-wise right before I went live.
So here's one for you.
And that's just about the state of Maine. You know what I mean? I just dropped one of the biggest bombs of my life on the state of Maine right now.
And I did one in Iowa, thanks to you, and I'll read it to you here quick. But a Cedar Rapids School District faces $11 million budget deficit. Ask community to help navigate cuts. So thanks to you and everybody else in this community, I kind of came up with this. And I said, let's start by removing some high-paying administrative jobs that want to force vaccinate children to save corporate-funded government welfare positions to sexually manipulate little children for a living. Remove all the radioactive technology since it's been deployed since COVID. Roll out. Okay, I got to stop here so I can read it. I'm bouncing. Pull over here. Hold on. To my destination.
See, you got packages today, man.
Oh yeah, I'm opening up. You see how many packages I've opened?
Yeah, I've been sitting here watching you.
It's all inventory. Pokemon cards, sealed coins. You know, like I said, we win a lot of stuff in auctions. A lot of pre-slab Pokemons. They've been pre-slabbed. They've been double sleeved, so that means they're ready to go to the slab house.
So this is one community in a district. You know, there's 173,000 people in Cedar Rapids, roughly. And they want $11 million to sustain their fucking school system. So let's start by removing some high-paying administrative jobs that want to force vaccinate children to save their corporate-funded government welfare positions to sexually manipulate little children for a living.
Right.
Remove all the radioactive technology since it's been deployed since the COVID rollout and mega warp speed into the seeds of the future, which are children. Myocarditis and turbo cancers from good people in public places and positions following proper procedures and protocols. You're fired.
Right.
I don't need you to foster and groom my children behind my back. Rape them with software technology underneath the skin. 802.15.6. Internet effects. Biodigital convergence. Google it. I'm your friend telling you for free. I've done the reading of the college textbooks of the transhumanist without consent to public knowledge. That is rape of the Constitution and the children's futures combined from the union leaders. Iowa's #1 in cancer and obese women due to pharmaceutical farming with a P and chemical dependency from Bill Gates and fucking engineering programs by government funded welfare systems in general. My floor is open for question mark. Hand in the air. Nobody will respond.
Right. And you understand what they're doing with the IOB and the IoT, the Internet of Things, people, places, persons, people, smartphones, smart cities, smart homes, smart grid technology, smart. Let's get smart and say smart things to smart people in public, and let's try to see them get conversation going, right? They're not going to say anything about smart grid technology and how about the two-party system sold you out to AI and wants to tie it to smart tech and merge you with AI and nanotech. Can't you see it? A grid, a smart grid, and we're all tethered to it in the cloud.
Yep. And there's a lot of natural intelligence feeding into the AI, and all these motherfuckers are augmented. You're right. They've kicked their fucking crown right up the top of their head, shoved it up their ass. They've been dethroned by fucking Joe Biden and Donald Trump, two wings of the same feather. And luckily we saw it coming.
Right? It's amazing.
So now all these good sheriffs and policemen and nurses and doctors and firefighters and public officials that listen in on this and they're going to understand that we've been their friend the entire fucking time. And who are they going to defend? Those fucking cocksuckers or themselves?
Right.
So rise up.
That was what I realized was beneficial for me, Dick, in this whole COVID environment.
Mm-hmm.
Put you all in a situation where it's one-on-one with me.
Mm-hmm.
I get to pull them out, sit them in a chair, and grill them. Shine light on them. Where were you on the night of the crime?
Yeah.
What were you doing saying when COVID went down? Did you say anything about mask wearing? Did you know that mask wearing caused cancer? I knew it in 2020. No one wanted to talk about it then. Just like now, no one wants to talk about that. Especially doctors. Because then it'll really expose how little they give a fuck about your health care. Have you ever studied the history of doctors? Remember on TV, they used to smoke a pack of cigarettes every day? Yep. Coca-Cola is good for you. Seems like drug dealers and doctors with a license. The only thing they're interested in is turning your kids into tricks. They like to pet kids. And Oprah said it was okay to fucking rape children as long as they didn't remember the raping or the fucking because of the drugging. You you got to work in before you get something out of anything. You see what I'm saying? You got to put the work in before you can take out. Wow, the doctors put into the children what? Pills? Turn them into drug addicts? So they can trick them out to the pedophiles, so the pedophiles can put into them. It's okay to rape and fuck children as long as they don't remember the raping and fucking because of the drugging.
But that's Oprah. She said that. She's a TV celebrity.
I know. But look how it applies to the abstract state to state, Department of Corrections, foster homes. I mean, these orphan children are drugged out of their minds because they're getting a raping behind closed doors. Oh, let's not talk about that. No! How about preachers and priests? How many of you raping and fucking children? See what I mean, Chuck? They don't want to hear that.
That's the shit that fucking they don't want to hear about, but they should be hearing about.
That's one of the monkeys. Remember, one monkey's got his fingers in his ears. I can't hear you. Blah, 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 blah.
The same people that say they're for the better of the good.
And the other monkey is mute. Remember, there's 2 out of 3, right? You got a deaf monkey, can't hear you. You got a mute monkey, doesn't want to say nothing.
I think these vaccines are just as bad as a rape, if not worse.
But the blind monkey, when you say it, will see it. You see, that's the interesting part because blind people aren't actually blind. They operate like a bat or a dolphin. You ever watch Batman, Daredevil, sonar echolocation? How you feeling now? That's the extraction method. Me checking your emotions. How you feeling, doctor? Express yourself powerfully. Let's get them out of that black or white box so they can check in. Failing to respond, doctor, means you checked out. Right? Lack of response is a response. So I have to assume if they don't have anything to say, then they checked out. How's fucking lunch? You.
It is mind blowing, sometimes. Some of the stuff people don't speak about.
Right? Where are they checking in? Hotel Madness? Hotel Matt? Casa Matt? Mi casa, su casa? Whose castle is this? Mine? The king is in the throne speaking. I'm in my cockpit right now talking. On my ass, in my chair, on my throne, as king, being as king, shit talk king, speak king, think king, authoring, tailoring, check in, respond please. Etiquette of the king. What are you? Dog or king? Which one do you want to be when you grow up, kid? I'll give you a third option, G.I. Joe. Imagine being 5. Want to be a dog kid, G.I. Joe, or your own king? 3 choices. If you're G.I. Joe, you're someone else and dog, so really it's 2 choices. You want to be G.I. Joe or king?
Nobody's got anywhere to run. And this is the best part about it. There ain't nowhere to fucking run from any of this.
No, exactly.
They gotta face it just like we've had to face it, gentlemen.
Uh-huh. That's why I'm like my father in the sense of I'm not chasing you anywhere, Chuck King. I'm not chasing Dick King anywhere. That would make me a dog. You were invited to my floor, me casa and su casa. That creates an abzu, right? Abzu.
Oh, yeah.
Creates a big.
Definitely.
I made a zoo out of everybody. Look at it.
Yep.
It's a fucking circus.
It is. This is Noah's Ark. It is a little bit of an ark.
And the things I figured out about myself, I don't see how it doesn't apply to anyone else. That's the irony in it. When you apply it to yourself, if you apply it to yourself, you're looking around, you're like, you know what? That motherfucker's right.
Well, sometimes you got to go through it to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The biometrics, right? Biometric. It's not a race thing, is it?
No, LoJack is an amazing tool. What you said, LoJack, is that's a Bluetooth and that's just another fingerprint.
Yeah.
Right.
But I didn't know that. I didn't know that label is in the communication yet.
No,
No.
just how overlap.
Now it's
The same thing. They want
it's
to
a
load
great tool. It's
right.
a great tool.
It's a great tool on a cell phone. It's a great tool on a computer.
Car.
An asshole, and it's a tracking device. It's a carbon footprint tracker. I said in the future, Dick, they'll go fucking live in the fucking future when we're doing these in 25 years, right? I can see it now. You can look at the outside of me and the inside of me simultaneously because I have a camera at my butthole and then, of course, one looking at me while I'm talking. So you'll see outside of me and inside of me up my colon at the same time. You'll know what I had for dinner.
Yeah.
Because in any state, police state, church, police state, real state. Hey, you watching me?
Look what I can do.
Look what I can do, everybody. Watch everybody. Everybody's under surveillance already. So you best start thinking like it and acting like it and be a person of interest. Watch this.
Yeah, there's so many people on lockdown right now that I mean they got the 15-minute cities going without anybody fucking knowing it. It's just running, because nobody can say anything, right?
I spy my middle finger sticking up at you.
If we weren't on lockdown, we'd have more people joining the floor.
You're right. Oh, COVID did wonders for society. It put everybody into quarantine, medical martial law, everybody locked down. Everybody go in your box off the ice, office in the cubicle.
getting ready to go to a ball game.
Right? Living in your apartment complexes, right? It's a cube inside a bigger box. Government operates the same way. Compartmentalized government, apartment complexes. Everybody's in a cube. Everybody's in their box. They're working 9 to 5 to buy box goods from box stores. Like boxes boxing in a box.
They all
You want
talk
to
to each other.
juice in a box, juice box. Just squeeze that box or beatbox. Hold down box trotting or square dancing.
You're fogging up my plexiglass near my box. Get away.
And I'm
That's one thing.
situation because I was in alternative education and my teacher, Mr. Crampton, taught us in a circle. Isn't that amazing? He sat all the children in a circle and they all looked at each other all day long instead of a blackboard. Son of a bitch taught a circle instead of a square. Holy shit!
I really figured out how hard of hearing I was when COVID came and I had to talk to everybody through a fucking piece of glass, plexiglass. And I didn't want to wear a mask because I couldn't read. I didn't want them wearing a mask either because I couldn't read their fucking lips when they're talking. You know what I mean? So it's bullshit. I just decided not to fucking talk to anybody then because they're all wearing a mask. I don't want to talk to a beast.
Yeah.
I want to talk to fucking men and women. I don't want to talk to this fucking bullshit fucking wearing a mask. You look at all these ICE agents, they all wear a mask because they're all working for George Soros and fucking Walmart, You got a bunch of teenage kids running around following all these ICE guys around, just mocking them and making fun of them, and they don't know what to do because they can't hide because they're all wearing a mask,
Right.
Sitting in their little Dodge fucking Challengers with all tinted out.
That's what my mind too. I mean, we force this society mask up, right? It encourages people to be criminals. What prevents you from walking into a gun store with a mask on, steal a gun?
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm saying is, you're not suspicious walking through the door with a mask on.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking listen to somebody wearing a mask in fucking 2025 with an ICE fucking shirt on? Welcome to fucking Halloween.
I mean, they're totally caught up with the purge. It's wild. Everybody mask up.
What's gonna happen when fucking some false ICE agent gets shot? Oh, you were supposed to listen to them because they had ICE on their shirt, but they weren't real. But that good thing you shot him anyway.
And don't forget, it's criminal to defend yourself in your own home too.
Yeah.
Fuck too. Their home, not mine. It's not a criminal. It's not a crime to fucking defend your free liberties and rights and your own natural navigate. If somebody's in your way to stop you from moving forward, they're stopping you, your natural law, from enjoying your skin suit. The same people that wanted to fucking kill everybody are the same ones hurried up passing these laws, these anti-Semitism bills, so we can't call the abusers out, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And anti-Semitism is a fucking made-up word, just like conspiracy. It's true. We're being abused. We're being poisoned. We're being fucking shot at with fucking frequency weapons.
Right.
And people can't see it and they can't understand it, but they feel like shit. Their joints hurt. Their back hurts. They got to go to the doctors because they're getting fucking pummeled by artificial intelligence. And people are being targeted. We're all being targeted by artificial intelligence.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. So here we are.
Pushes trans
This is
when coming out of the closet being non-binary.
Yep, that's
the
division.
State of Maine on Fox News, right along with Governor Mills incentivizing failed men and women's institutions. Holy shit! Hey, while we're at it, What about the AIDS patent? Patent number 5676977. Or what about the H1N1 disease? Patent number 8835624. Ebola patent 201205152. Swine flu patent CA2741523A1. BSE patent 00700314550A1. Or Zika patent ATTC VR-84. SARS patent 7897744. 8506986. The coronavirus patent 101-30701. What the fuck does that tell you about Western medicine, Dick?
All brought to you by fucking gain of function, and gain of function is in a dictionary, easy term way to tell it to a child. It's created in a little petri dish for a small amount of the population, and in the petri dish, they as long as they can have somewhat of a cure to get a, not all of them cured of it, but an antidote for it, they'll release it into the population through a chemtrail, through the fucking water supply, through however means and methods and measures they want to.
And it's amazing to me because I realized quite simply that they use these viruses or diseases as excuses in the religious terms and in the religious community. They think about all the preachers and the priests, the Catholic Copelands and the Mickey Bennies and the Joel Osteens. How many are running around saying this is because God's pissed off at you?
Yep.
But in reality, the good doctors generated these diseases in a laboratory, and they want you to think that they're a result of God's wrath, and their science is going to save you.
So they are correct in saying that because there's many gods, and there's one creator, and their God is it's Lucifer, and whatever, fucking so be it. But he's not the correct light.
So the vaccinated already got ruptured, and it's a ticking time bomb. We're waiting on them to rapture themselves.
Recycled. They're going to put them in the mecha computers. They want them in the server plants. They want them so fucking scared they melt them down right into the computer.
They got them now.
Right? Merging flesh with machine, it didn't make sense in the biblical sense, but when you realize nanotechnology.
Yeah. So what are we made up of? What are we a battery of, gentlemen?
Plasma.
We're a battery of cells.
Cells and cells.
Cells and cells. What are we talking on? Cellular structures. So these are patents and pending, patents through
in your home.
Alchemy.
Cell.
And they've reverse engineered how to harvest the cells right out of your phone backwards, out of your body, human tissue.
Cells in a cell selling.
So not only that, so like these cell towers, they're pinging information, a lot of data. They're not running through fiber underneath the ground now, Chuck. They're running wirelessly, and that takes a lot of fucking frequencies, a lot of so after COVID went up and you see all these 5G towers, just boom, 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 hospitals, churches, schools, all the good places.
Right.
That's where they're getting hit the hardest because that's where the population's at, because they need pinpoint, precise, quantified targets. They can't just they got to use like 3 or 4 to ping, you know what I mean?
Right.
And back in the day when they were, when we had 2G, it just, it'd be a long ways away before you see another tower. Well, we weren't sending this kind of data. We didn't have you on the screen, me on the screen, and Matt on the screen doing all this shit at the same time. So that should really make sense. And what I'm saying in my own community, and you in your own community, everything that they installed since fucking COVID needs to get uninstalled by the fucking good people that installed it.
Right, and everybody's talking about where you should invest your money. They tell you to invest in gold. They tell you to invest in silver. Invest in Bitcoin. You know what I'm going to tell you to invest in, Dick?
Yourself.
Your fucking self.
yourself. You should
What the fuck?
yourself. You're the only thing that fucking matters. Your children,
Summer, now you invest in yourself. I know.
your children on top of you, and you're
Right? You invest in yourself. If you don't invest in you, who the hell's going to do that? Nobody. That's why
you're not investing in Donald Trump. We're not investing in the fucking Joe Biden.
Right.
you can't do that. It's sexist and racist to invest in yourself. What a crazy fucking notion. Well, you see, every system of religion and every political system, it's two-party systems, red, blue, male god, female god. But those aspects don't matter. What I am calling out is the parasitic nature of all of them. None of them benefit you as the individual. This is why I presented the question, if you don't invest in yourself, who the hell is going to? And this in itself generates independence, because I'm not trying to make you dependent on me. I don't want a bunch of dependents. Do you? No. Just like having paparazzi. Do you want a bunch of paparazzi? No. No. You just want to live your life in peace, right? With yourself.
Yep.
And this is when I realized that the fool's not at war with himself. He's at war with everybody around him.
Yep.
Which is why he can fight blindfolded, because he's in a war against everyone. Many against one against many.
You know what's kind of funny about the pool? He had a triangular sphere of bells around his head, one on top, one on each ear.
Yeah.
So he had the triangle on his head. So the fool was thinking in quantum mechanics
Yeah.
because of the ringing.
Right. And when you look at the syphenoid bone, which is the top of your skull on the inside, that's where the sound hits. It goes through your left, right ear, but it triangulates off the top of your skull on the inside. That's the symphonoid bone.
Wow.
The sound bounces off the top of the inside of your skull and triangulates from that point. That point is also known as Golgotha Hill, Capitol Hill. Top of the hill is right where I just told you. Between left and right ears. And my beautiful noisemaker is causing a triangle between your left, right ears and that symphonoid bone. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's amazing. But just look at the sign of the Joker and how he's played.
Think about it. The spiral up the spinal cord, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. You are the Joker, man.
Feelings and the emotions start in your gut. The energy curls your spinal cord and goes up to your brain. And it turns the light bulb on. And when it hits the top of that bone, it crescendos, crashes down, and triangulates around the brain. The temple is between the left and right ears.
Yeah. Man, I'm the Joker in the deck of 54 too.
Say?
So are you, Chuck. Nice being a Joker.
I love hearing that. Yeah.
Because we figured out through Matt being a Joker, he taught us that we were jokers because he just took the 54 and added them together and he said, "Hey, look, guys, there's 9. I'm a Joker. Hey, look what I can do." It's fucking amazing. But it is pretty cool. And look at behind your head there. If you put a bell on each one of those triangular things, that looks like a Joker's hat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or any of those triangles, is just triangulates around the head. With 3 bells. So 432, 432, and 432. I mean, What do you do when you got three flowers speaking the same frequency going through
Well, technically, we're
the
having.
three parallel effect, you know, the three slots?
Well, technically, we're having our own. We're doing our own religious thing, Dick. We're following our own religion. Things worth following. Things worth fucking.
It is, yeah.
Following. Religion is supposed to be in belief, but in reality, this isn't really belief. This is knowing. We're not guessing. We're not assuming anything. We've already ran through the rabbit hole. We're not playing chase. My father said,
yeah, this is just all knowing knowledge. This is just public knowledge spoken into existence again.
Mm-hmm. I realized to strip the student or a pupil of specific words when I'm speaking. I strip certain words from the equation deliberately. They're banned from my home. They're banned from my floor. You're not allowed to use them here. If you use them, then gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, what are you? It's a great question. You can't use people in person. You're not human either. Remember, those are all subspecies and substates.
Yeah, human, beast, or dinosaur, or what do they call it? What is a human in their maritime dictionary?
A sea monster.
Sea monster. You know, and that's like the same thing as a kid, calling a kid, child. You know, it's a hard thing because we've been forced by all these Masons to call our children kids, and they're not goats. You know, as cute as a little baby goat can be, they're children. You know, and there's a difference there, huge, big difference.
Huge.
You know, and it's all about blood too, and you know, you got to look at we are the Lamb of God. We have the blood of Christ in us,
And
and that runs rampant.
When you're when you're on the Lamb of God, you're on the run. I was saying this earlier. You're on the run. You're running. When you're with the Creator, you're on the run because society hates you, and the law wants to bust you, fuck you up, put you in a cell. Hell in a cell. Cellular.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, man. I mean,
can I get a pound?
It's just,
pound.
It's just like you're over here minding your own fucking business, and they're like, "Look what I can do." It's like, "Hey, get in your box. We need to get you in We need to get you in R360 and get you in our cellular connection because you're having too much fun."
I am having too much fun, Chuck. I'm having too much fun now. I am. Like I said, the whole pyramid thing in the palm of your hand, right? When you see the corporate ladder, they're trying to make you do, and the entire education system in cheers. Everybody goes to public education, K through 12. Everybody does. So congratulations, everybody. You are a first tier, tier 1 Freemason.
But there's 11% and growing in the state of Iowa that are homeschooled and learning a lot of the same stuff that we are.
Right. That's tier 1. There's many tiers. Tiers are levels. You can spell tears, Tears, tears. You're gonna cry because of me. You're gonna cry. You're literally going to cry because of what I say to you. That's my mindset. You're not gonna like it. It's gonna make you cry. The education system is built in tiers, TIER, that's tears. So there's 2 words on tears. I've said for 25 years, Chuck, that Maine is ancient Sumeria, Sumner.
You know, Matt, you bring that up a lot. There's so many of us that are saying the same things in a different way. And a lot of the same things, but different topics even, because the truth is a frequency and it comes in a lot of different flavors, you know?
Maine is ancient tier, TYRE.
Yes.
So that's 3 different spells for one sound.
Amazing.
Right.
And
Now,
there's a lot of people saying the same thing you are. So I mean, just different ways. You know, they're saying they're looking at the English language, and they're not even talking about 1315. You know, but they're still looking at it, and they're knowing it's divided up in three different ways, and that because they can attack from three different angles with it, just like you with Tier, you did.
right.
It's just so right there as well. You know, they've taught us to think in polarity or singularity, actually, in the English language. There's only one way, Goyim, and this is the word. This is the only way what this word means in the English, left to right. But we're looking at it from Hebrew, right to left, because we've inverted you as the sevens. You know, and we're all sixes. You know, we are. Chuck, you're 6'6". I'm 6'6". I am the beast. You know what I mean? I am 666 because I'm carbon. I'm the beast. I'm the beast of the AI.
And you are A-okay with being an asshole.
Yep.
Same sign as CERN. A-okay.
Yep.
6'6".
Yep. Exactly. But you know what I mean? And here it is. It's just like roar. Just natural intelligence is just saying, okay, you motherfuckers.
See the rooster?
Yeah.
And when you call when you mad, I've seen you do it.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Chuck, you've seen him do it. He forces people to answer a question he's
Oh, yeah.
asked. Then he just drives on it. And if they won't fucking answer the question, and I think we're talking to fucking real fucking bots that are fucking walking, talking,
Oh, you think
living, walking,
yeah. That's
going-
why I like what he
going
does.
to the church, augmented humans that are bots that can't answer a question. They can only fucking speak and recite the good word of the book that's
Right.
only thrown out in sevens.
I believe that only 20% of people can actually answer a question.
Wow.
20%. That has to do with conformity, anarchy. It also has to do with children rebelling and moral authority. Children taking it on themselves to educate themselves. PIS, personal independent studies, take a piss in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, Matt. You know,
Tell them it's raining.
99% of the fucking people can't fucking comprehend this shit.
Oh, they won't even stick around to hear it, man.
No, it's just like, oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me and fucking resurrect me right in front of my own eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. We're live, Gabriel, from Water District 9 with Love Potion 9 on an aerial apparatus, aerial assault apparatus, like George Carlin would have called it, right? This is an aerial assault apparatus brought to you by an amateur for the parents that don't know shit. Parents don't know shit. The teachers don't know shit. The teachers in the union for shit. Presidents, politicians, political people for shit. Majority of people suffering from prostitution or corporate whorism. And me jism in your face might. Too many isms out there. Isms are fucking belief systems. Missy I-ism. Have an ism yet? I'm suffering from Gnosticism, and the majority are suffering from narcissism. Amazing. Can't tell the difference between the two. They actually think that Gnosticism is narcissism. It's amazing due to their illiteracy and public indoctrination. They're under assumption until my boot goes up their butt.
Well, again, that word Gnostic is fucking a taboo in the public education system. You are not going to learn that from anybody other than somebody that really knows what Gnosticism is.
Mm.
And until you're taught the word Gnostic, you're gonna kind of repel from that word, you know.
True Gnostics self-induced, initiate themselves. They learn about it, and they decide to do it all by themselves.
Well, that's, it's amazing. And I never really realized that I was a Gnostic until somebody called me one. Until somebody called me one because I was calling them out for being a gatekeeper and gatekeeping sevens over nines. And
And I'm over here. The public educators are misinformers, Decepticons, and transformers. There to confuse your children's gender. It's amazing. Where's
but this is the guy. I mean, I actually finally got kind of angry, and I don't want to get angry about it, but I was like, he wouldn't answer my question. And after asking him, and he memeing me back all this fucking Jesus this and Jesus that, I couldn't fucking take it anymore.
Start telling them you're Jesus.
Yeah. How's it going, James? I sent you a friend request.
See, that's coagulation. When 3, 4, 5 people agree on the same things, that's church. We're having a conversation. We're churching it up.
Yeah.
There's actually 8 people in this conversation right now. So
Nice.
that's church.
Boy, Matthew, if we had an interesting day on this shit, you know what I mean?
Have my shackles now? How about some pounds from the dogs? Or maybe a Deutschmark from the douches.
I'm not sure I can take any more circles.
Hey, James, can you
Hi.
can you put your ripe machine back up on the screen again?
Which one?
The one like you'd put your finger in or whatever, it would.
The water.
I'll just get the one that's closest to me because I've yeah.
I just kind of want to take a look at that again, and
That one.
that one so that one makes the frequency, and you can
Yeah,
dial the
it's
frequency in there, so you can dial in 432 hertz, or if somebody's got an aching knee or whatever, they could target that at a foot or a bad injury.
Oh, you want to see my big one, don't you? This is
Yeah.
the biggie. Oh, here we go. Bear with me.
All right.
Too drunk for this shit, to be honest.
I sent you a friend request, James.
You know I'm definitely going to accept that because you're down with the cool kids, aren't you?
What's that?
I will definitely accept because you're down with the kids.
Oh, gotcha.
The cool kids, even.
Gotcha. I can't understand you. You're thick-tongued and you're drunk anyway, so you're really hard.
Well, that's the whole point in this, David. That's why we're laughing, because none of this is taught in the education system, and yet all of this was known thousands of years ago. So ultimately, what the education system did was hide food and make it homeless without an institution.
Exactly. See, James tuned in.
Hey, if you really thought about it, Christ was a vagabond, a homeless person, a fucking wandering fool, or gypsy that no one actually loved or respected, which is why they crucified the motherfucker for his speech patterns.
That's awesome. See, James, come on. He's on your show and tell now. He's really throwing some good stuff out there. That's awesome. So where do you get that device at? Tell us a little bit about that, James.
It's called Spooky 2. Yeah, let me sit down. I'm going to need to sit down as much as you're going to want to sit down on this shit. Trust me.
You should send Matt a couple links to that stuff so he can post it on his wall and people can figure out how to get that stuff for themselves.
Oh, he already knows. He just doesn't want to do it. So it all comes from this guy called Rife, and what he discovered that everything, like in quantum physics, has a frequency and a vibration, and if you match that vibration, then you're in control of it.
Isn't there something about doubling that frequency and targeting at the cause, so you can triangulate that?
Yeah, it's kind of like action, cause, and effect. 3 points to one circle.
Yes. 3 points to one circle?
Yeah.
3 points to one circle.
So look behind Matt's head, and you see that triangle
Okay.
back there, and put a bell on each one of those little. Put a bell on each one of those little triangles on the wall, and that's the Joker's hat.
Exactly, and and this is why I love Matthew so much, because he understands the ultimate answers.
Yes, but you just brought.
And they're very upsetting. People don't like it. It
But you
makes
just said,
really sick.
but the Joker is the Rife machine.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker is the Rife.
It's the one with all the answers.
Knows
The
all the
Joker's the one in
answers.
control. The Joker is the one with all the answers. The Joker is the one who knows. So you can take all your cards and fuck them off completely, because the Joker is the only one who's ever going to win.
Yes.
Get me now.
Can you
Hey
hear
now.
that?
Don't fuck yourself, man.
Calling you out from the 207. Zip it, Zipperhead from the 04401. They don't like me now.
But that would add something to that, Matt. If you know, if you could, if we could, I'd like to figure out how to get a couple of those machines and play with them, and just play with some live water and turn it into more living water with some frequencies and some. Figure out what I'm missing in minerals and add my.
This is what we were speaking about earlier. You could do that yourself. Just pour your water through a seashell. See what happens.
Drink the water
Live
through
in
a
it.
seashell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because this is what you've missed out on this information that me and Matthew were talking about earlier. Yeah, nature goes a certain direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Which way they're trying to send you? They're trying to send you around the bend, if you ask me.
So does this.
Most men in here will suffer menstrual cramps and cycles because they'll feel like they're having a period. They'll contract, they'll expand emotionally, they'll rage, and they might rag. They'll grow red wings and they might fly away because red bulls give you wings.
But that's up to you how you feel. It's your choice. It's up to you.
The raging Cajun. Only the red man knows.
I love where.
So James, think of it this way. We should be drinking out of seashell cups and drinking out of the open, big, wide open end and let the water come off out of it that way versus through the toroidal tip of it. You know, instead of a funnel, we should drink it as a mug.
Yeah, a copper seashell mug. How would you like that?
Yeah, but you said to kind of drink it through a seashell, so it kind of gets that toroidal effect.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
But which way would you? Okay, here's the question. I have the question for everybody here. Which end of the seashell do you drink it out of? The wide end, or do you drill a hole in the end and let it frickin' spiral out in the opposite way? There's two ends to look at it.
Yeah, shit. You got to cut it off, unfortunately.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you get the cause and effect out of it. You know.
Because the actions have repercussions.
Science is proving the
So let's go back to the clockwise and anti-clockwise, please.
To vortex, which I can see how that would work for us in the water through, a conch shell. But in reality, it's really just about putting the water into vortex motion so it'll charge it.
Yeah.
Just like vortex maths. Like vortex maths. That's where this comes from.
I'm just having a hard time envisioning how you do it, drink it out of the shell. You know what I mean? I can't envision how you do it, make it work.
I'll take you to the seaside.
These old star forts, Nick, are made out of granite.
Yeah.
And granite, when in friction with water, generates a static electric charge.
Fort
And
Knox.
this is what we were on about earlier. This is where your hydrogen comes from. Hydrogen.
So they were building buildings and generating water underneath of these buildings, and they're always near, rivers or waterways, right? So
Yep.
it was some sort of hydrostatic dams. They were generating water. They were forcing the water to run underneath these buildings, generate a vortex, and then it'd go back into the flow of the river. It's just a circuit. But they were getting electricity from it. Is the point? Is some sort of hydrostatic electrical. It's not what we're told. It wasn't a fort for war. And Fort Knox was never used in war. Why did they build that fort and then quote unquote never fucking used it?
Star forts, yeah. And most of them were 5-pointed, and I suppose that was the easiest point of the flower and the most resonant frequency with the least amount of effort into building these forts. You know what I mean? And like Liberty's on 11-point Star Fort, right?
Yeah. But every one of them, let's just assume that every one of these shapes is a frequency.
Yeah. And they're just their own. And what do you think? Do you think those are emitting the stars up and they're adding some stars up in the firmament?
Right. Exactly. I see the stars in the firmament. When you read the book of Enoch, you learn that the stars in the firmament are fixed. Well, fixed angles are a result of water and motion, refraction, light. The angle is always going to be there, so it's fixed. It's not moving. Stars don't move. The sky spins.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start visiting these star forts.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're all over the country. But
I think we just need to get it within those frequencies. You know what I mean?
which gets into the realization in that every empire is an age. So the Atlantean age, it was a global empire. Genghis Khan and the Ottoman Empire was a global empire.
Mm-hmm.
The Greeks, the Atlanteans, the Romans, everybody quote unquote conquered the world.
Yeah. But you know how Congress, they all kind of get in those arcs and act and pass their bills and stuff.
Yeah.
What if we did that tour bus deal and took some donuts out to a star fort
Let's make a
and
donut.
started talking some truth? What would it do to the frequency? It'd magnify it like 10,000 to 1.
Even having this conversation is shocking to a lot of people, David, because I don't figure out the frequencies. The frequencies are a result of variance for your nine digits.
Yeah.
It's a combination, mixture of those 9 digits. That's it. And they're already colonized for you on your calculator. I mean, I don't even understand why people are so confused by it. It's right there. Like that, in front of their face, their whole eyes.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out how to magnify this 9 a little further. Just throw some more gas on it. And that way you throw a 9 in a flower of life and you throw 3 9s in there. And if we go to a star forward eating donuts, talking the truth, that'd be kind of fun.
Right?
We need to go on a star fort tour. You figure out a star fort we could all congregate to, and we'll pick one and try to have a tour and go to it.
Statue of Liberty. I'd like to go to the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty is a star fort.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Is 1. So it's that'd be a good one.
Amazing.
Man, wouldn't it really be nice to know when that thing was actually put there? Now J is 11, right, in the alphabet?
Yeah. Say again?
Well, I was thinking about a lot of Charles Ross when I see J.
Yeah.
And
He's 10.
J being 11, 1 plus 1 is 1. You know what I mean? 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 in front of 1 and J being the same. How does that still go back to the
Well, you look on the
fall of,
my business card. You love this because what I did, part of what I did many years ago, is I realized, or I thought to myself, everything in school is graphs and columns.
yes.
So you're looking up or down, or you're looking in cubes, or you're looking in squares, cubits, cubicles, offices, off the ice, in the timeout box. Let's play hockey.
Yeah, bullet points,
And so I said, okay, how? I realized that when you count the and sign, X, Y, and Z, right?
Yep.
When you count the and sign, all of a sudden the alphabet has 27 symbols. Ain't that something?
So what 27? What was it? What was the last one?
When you count the and sign at the end of the alphabet,
Oh, yes.
now go around asking your neighbors how many letters in the alphabet. They'll tell you 26.
Yeah.
26 letters in the alphabet.
Right.
But what about the and sign? It's right there. How come you don't count it? All I did was add 1, and now there's 27 symbols or characters in the alphabet. 27.
Left out.
So how do you use that and as a sign?
Well, what I did was realize monogram, which is a 9-pointed star, which is on the back of my business card. It's been there for 4 years. So don't bother trying to copy me. It's already out in public. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But okay, at the point is 9 positions, 9 pillars, 9 numbers, and they divide 3 ways. So when you talk about the A's and the J's, you're also talking about what? S? Because S is 19.
Yeah.
Right? So A is 1, which is actually the frequency of 360. And J is 10, which would be 3600. And S is 19, and the frequency of 19 would be 6,840.
So A was 360.
Yeah.
J was
3,600.
3,600, and S was
6840.
6840.
6, 7, 8.
AJS, and they're all ones.
Aces and jacks. AJs.
And spades. Aces, jacks, and spades. AJS.
Right? And 2 is 720, which is B. B2 bombers, Dick. K is 11, which is 3960. And T is 20, which is 7,200.
Oh, wow.
I got a whole, it's all marked out here in my fucking back of my business card.
That's awesome. We have to throw one in that letter for me.
I will. Yeah, it's amazing. So what this really shows you is the polarity of things and the trinary nature instead of squares.
Yeah.
Pythagoras said if you can't triangulate, then you can't regulate. And the squares are typically triggered by trigonometry, confused by geometry, literacy, emotions run rampant, illogical, irrational, not even factual, misinformation, and a diet of disinformation, false ideas, bad ideas that sound good, like getting vaccinated for a donut. What a great idea!
Yeah. So if you can't triangulate, you can't regulate. Matt, you said if you can't triangulate, you can't regulate. Right?
Right. And they like
So if you can't triangulate, you can't regulate. So if cities aren't triangulating, they're not regulating us. How are they governing us in a dual polarity system? Duality system. They're not letting the God and nature migrate in with everything else. They're just letting blue and red frequencies run around, and they're fucking hiding all the nines from everybody.
what they did was they created minority groups, number 2, to divide against the majority, number 3, and somebody's rights are always getting left out in the process, number 1. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And I said something as one to a majority that are divided and conquered against themselves. They hate themselves and love their corporate masters. So I don't have anything to say, and that's why I call them zipper heads with black and white checkerboards in their mouth, you know?
Yeah, just your everyday, just your everyday schmo.
Zipper heads. I'm confused by his word spells.
Yeah,
What was
just your
it?
everyday, and that's just your everyday person. You're 99 or 97%.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable! What a battle!
Right? So it's so as the one, I'm recognizing that I'm divided. I'm dealing with divided and conquered people. And they're going to feel some sort of way because they're polarized and they're bipolar. And their perceptions on reality are a result of misinformation, disinformation. Remember, public educators are misinformers and disinformers. They're there to confuse your children about their gender. I don't have an agenda. I did confuse my neighbors with my vocabulary due to my lack of indoctrination. I'm not under a fucking spell. Instead, rather, I put you under a spell, spelled you under. Like, who would ever saw that would happen? It's all about the spelling. How you feeling? Words are spells.
I feel if I believe it, and believe it's good, then it should be, passed on.
Hey, why doesn't the good General Flynn or any of those guys ever talk about the biodigital convergence or any of that stuff that's going on? Why are they always gatekeeping?
Right. That's the humor in this when you realize the nature of misinformation and disinformation. So then you got to look at public educators and what are they doing? Propaganda and somebody else's scripture written by a fucking corporation. They didn't write the scripture themselves. They're reading it. So essentially, they're parents in the classroom for the children to hear, listen to, and repeat after. And they're molded in the image of the teacher. Thank God for that. Because I'm sure the devil had nothing to do with it. Oh, watch out for that. The devil. Well, what if God and the devil are just two sides of the same fucking coin? Because you can't have one without the other. Kind of like gender or polarity. Or how about the idea of oppositional force? Right? Positive and negative. How do you have one without the other? Can't have up without down. Can't have in without out.
You can't have Jesus without Lucifer. Yep. Aces, jacks, and spades. AJS. Ace of spades.
You can't have odd without even. Can't have hot without cold. Oppositional forces.
And so thinking in polarities, child at the top, child being God, child being neutral,
Yeah, that's where it gets
as being created. So you have the child's always the neutral or the negative in the equation that comes out of that comes out positive, because the male being positive at 147 with the negative, and the mother being a negative and the child being a negative. So then the father being a positive, then the negative and the negatives, that it makes a positive or negative, depending on the outcome of the creation, male or female.
right. But due to chemical imbalances or women's lib and feminism, everybody's been pushed out of their natural role to favor artificial products, artificial people, fake money, plastic, digital money. Let's chase bitcoins and fetch papers, dog. What the fuck is valuable besides your time? Nothing. Your time is the most valuable thing, right, dog? Which caused me to realize, the more you sit, the more you heal. Welcome to recovery. It's not about chasing your tail, it's about sitting still.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assault the shit out of some of these people, and their feelings are going to be goddamn hurt. But at the same time, they're like, hey, the more you sit,
Yes, you do. You know,
the more you recover.
I've been getting on some of my military friends. A buddy of mine posted a picture of this open bow boat with 4 outboards on it, and said, due to hard times, this is for sale cheap. And I said, well, take that fucker up to Minnesota and sell to one of the Somalians, because they got 10,000 fucking lakes up there. They're pirating. I said, there ain't a fucking military man fucking brave enough to fucking go up there and say something.
Right?
What the fuck? You're defending fucking Donald Trump, or you're defending Joe Biden, and you're defending your fucking welfare fucking paycheck.
Isn't that amazing?
You know,
my grandparents would shit. My grandfather would crap his pants, you know what I mean? Because he was in World War II. If they were still alive, both of them looking at me, listening to what I just said, they would have a heart attack and die.
Exactly, is because the illusion is government is put in place to work for the fucking people. Always has been. They fucking reverse fucking roles. They did it after 9/11.
Right.
With Brett Kavanaugh, and this is out there in existence to be known to be true.
So
Brett Kavanaugh wrote that Patriot Act to enslave the good American people that are born here, born nationalists on this soil, into terrorists, domestic terrorists, by how they, by their treaties, like this pandemic treaty. Well, we're in a pandemic treaty that just deems everybody a fucking terrorist, no matter how we look at you. We're government, and we can fucking vaccinate you because we control the currency. We're tyrants. We got butt fucked by all these technocrats, and we're fucking held by hostage by all these reptilians. But that's besides the point. Nobody wants to talk about angels and demons and fucking reptiles and shit like that in reality. And there's fucking demons here that aren't human, or they're not man. They are the beast. And fuck, man, we're seeing them on stage. We're seeing their fucking necks fucking flare out like a fucking frog.
right.
My chest goes up and out. I don't have fucking lungs up here in my neck. What does? Snake?
Bullfrog.
Reptile?
A bullfrog.
Bullfrog. Yep.
Frog.
They slow up.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Leapfrog. Oop, oop. What's up, doggies?
Where you at, frog?
Yeah.
On our log.
You know, all I can think is,
So, you know, that whole meme thing with the frog thing, it had means something about that too, you know, the memes with the frogs.
right? Oh yeah. No, it's funny. Remember, did you ever mess with frogs when you was a kid? You poke a frog and it jump, and you thought it was funny every time you poke it. It jump. Chuck, you're the frog. I poked you. Got you mad. Remember?
And eventually they get tired of jumping, they just sit there.
Right.
Hey, yeah.
But
I mean,
it worked. It worked. It worked.
there's only a small percentage, man, that's going to come in here and get repeatedly bashed and crashed and humiliated and, you know, ran through the ringer or whatever, and where you don't care, like, fuck it, keep beating me, you know, I just want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was theoretical in the education system. Critical race theory. That's a theory about race being critical. Having no response is going to make me think critically of you. Definitely not going to be impressed with your education.
The other thing I can do is be quiet, you know, and listen. But, you know, I think there's, you know, a small percentage that have went through life and that, you know, had, you know, hard times or experiences. And those people right there, you know, are willing to come in here and not care what no one thinks, you know, but just listen.
Really, and that's, you know, and it's, I'm blinded by not knowing that there's a lot of people that aren't literate, and I consider myself a very literate person, and I like to read and look at words, and just, you know, I like to see what other people write together, because these evil, nefarious people are writing these acts and procedures. They're the ones writing the college textbooks and doing all this shit. You have to look to see what they wrote down with their label and their name signed to it to hold them accountable.
Right.
But even we're a small percentage, you know, and right, you don't care what no one thinks, because, you know, you determine what you're going to eat that day. I do too, but, you know, but it goes even deeper though. You know, the ones that he's calling out is dependent some way on something.
Yes.
And they come in here and they can't, their first mode is, you know, to call him all of these different titles and or run or lock up. Then to give him, you know, his respect and shut your mouth and just listen.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's amazing. You know, and it's so funny. People will, you know, they just want to fucking harass you and give you a fucking hard time for fucking knowing shit.
Yeah, you know, and it goes even deeper. The ones that are saying that are, you know, millionaires or you know, they got, you know, several $100,000 invested in their education. And if you just sit back and listen to his story, listen to people, listen to how he's living, how he don't care about what you feel about him, or, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to learn something, man. And I think that what he believes in, you believe in. Whatever is the way it should be ran. Right? I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah. And I think everybody
a long time to get in here, to, you know, to like, you know, not
who's
care.
To say a man, who's to say
whatever it may be.
Who's to say a man can never be wrong?
Yeah.
When he's fucking right most of the time. Say he's not right fucking 80% of the time speaking out.
My dad was right, you know,
but what if he's 90% right most of the time?
I am today, but you know, it goes even further. There's more to be learned.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much, we're just tipping it. We're just tipping back and remembering
Yeah.
what was meant to be remembered.
And then he throws in, the numbering, you know, I work with numbers. You do, there's a sequence that's real. You can't deny it.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think there's even something to a person's birthday, to their name, to their given
Yes.
name from their parents to them, even though it was just created out of what they
Once
thought at
you
the
look at it
time,
like that, you'll
there's
question
a
everything.
huge meaning behind it.
Right. Exactly right. Just like with the, why is it that when you multiply by 9, the digits always return to 9? Or that's when I start realizing the idea of backwards code, reading things backwards. When I counted by 9 and I moved 10 places, starting with 09, ending with 90, 9 times 10, just multiples of 9. All the answers add up to 9. No other digit does that. Just that one.
And that's what's amazing about the. Hey, Matt, I had a question for you. Since the 5-pointed star is so profound, and that's kind of like that Chrysler symbol, right?
Yeah.
On a how many of those are on a soccer ball?
Well, there's 12. There's 12 patches to the ball. Yeah. Yeah. There's 12. There's 12.
So when Putin handed that ball to Trump, what did that signify? What did that really mean?
Handing over the world. Handing over the world to Trump. Israel. United Nations. AI. Remember, Trump's bringing Merck and Moderna and Pfizer here and supercomputers. Google, Skynet, Terminator.
Yeah.
No matter what we ask to, though, we don't offend him and he's going to tell us the truth. There's not very many people you can do that.
Yeah. No, it's just amazing, I mean, I just.
And listen, I'm sure you have been too, Dick. Like you've been seeing lots of people that's doing what he's doing. And I don't try to, disrespect no man, no woman, no one in
No.
particular. And until you start getting, disrespectful to me, then I go overboard sometimes. But
Oh, I do too. I mean, I kind of fucking.
none of them, but I do believe in, how a man should be and how a woman should be. I'm not afraid to express my opinion on how that is. But no one else can teach me, or I can sit and ask a question to and not offend them. And, make it make sense from here to there. And if I get anyone that contradicts it, come in here and talk to him.
Yeah.
No one else is willing to do that. So that's why I like him.
That's awesome. That's a great way to put it. I sent a couple friends your profile link, Matt, and one of them is a guy from Grundy Center that John Butler, that was that author of that book, Castle in the Pasture, and he's kind of the same deal. He kind of was looking at all this stuff during the COVID times, and he wrote that book. He's pretty amazing. So I thought he would be interesting for you to talk to one another, kind of like how that mic didn't work out. But I just see people, and he loves astronomy because he's really into
the biggest part for most people,
geometry and all that,
Tartaria really wakes you up to the free energy grid of the past. When you
You Google Tartaria, it had a flag. It had a flag, then it disappeared. What happened to it? Where did it go? They erased the Tartarian Empire from history.
It was yellow with an owl on it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, so they took the owl even too as,
Yeah.
but I believe they like the owl because the owl kills for fun and it just kind of fucking torches
I
its
don't have any, man.
prey
I'll let
before
you
it kills it, you know.
All right.
During, you know,
Right. Right. No, exactly. The Tartarian Empire was this energy grid system that they dismantled it. That's what World War One and Two were about. It was about racing the past, leveling it out, racing it.
they broke the natural free energy grid up for the artificial intelligence.
Yep. Yes, they did. That's right.
They started it in the air and brought it back to the ground because the gypsies, those gypsies, they put the energy up into the atmosphere so they could harness it.
The Tartarians were the Jetsons. The Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? They show you in the cartoons. The Gingers. The Jetsons were red-haired, red people, ginger.
I've heard that word before.
So then you got to look about. Remember the Flintstones? The Flintstones is a result of a nuclear fallout from the Jetsons. They were living in the aftermath of a free energy society. Sound familiar? They show you in the cartoons.
They look like my children.
They showed you in anime.
The redheads, huh?
Yeah. Noah was a ginger. And they considered Noah a leper.
Yeah, so the aftermath, so the Jetsons had all the space age technology and had it going on. That's amazing, and you're right on. And now after the aftermath, Barney and Fred are fucking dumbed down and they're Masons.
Where are the Flintstones?
Rubbling around in the debris.
Where are the Flintstones? Yeah.
And who was their boss
Who's the boss?
of the Flintstones? Who ran the quarry?
Shit, I can't remember. I think it was Danny DeVito, wasn't it? I can't remember. John Goodman played Fred, and one of the Baldwins played Barney. I can't remember the movie, man. It was so long.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well,
Know his name either, yeah.
Yeah, I know. So we're the Flintstones living in the aftermath.
yeah. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam.
And the father is not the mother. Not the mama. Right? They keep
I like it too.
the whole thing. Disney's making fun of the
I
whole
just remember that bam, bam. He just beat the shit out of everything, you know?
Bam Bam, yes. With the club.
But that's what they want to teach children how to just destroy, you know? Yeah.
Hey,
I'm just trying to look at the.
we touched down like in so many different countries too.
Right.
You know, and have the female's perspective, the male's perspective, Iran, the UK, Canada,
Yeah.
Mexico, men, women. That's
Yeah, I wish I could
That's
understand
awesome.
James a little bit better. You know, I wish I could understand James's
I sit back and try to listen to him and hear the woman's perspective, the men.
Yeah, but he's not facing the camera speaking, so he's really hard to hear us through his dialect, He's got some cool shit to say.
And we were speaking about the COVID, the man in Iran. Remember how he talking about him and his brother, or like me, you, and Matt? But that was his brother.
Yeah.
How he had changed up and went in so many
180.
cycles with that shot.
Yeah.
How he said about the hospital was just polluted with like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Yeah, they really. I mean, I again, I haven't been in the hospital, and I won't fucking go to one.
I'm
Unless
afraid
I
that
really
that's where I see people.
need to have myself put back together.
Everyone that I know goes to the hospital. Ends up dying 10 years later or something. I mean,
but again, we
have
have to really look at from the let's roles reversed, like we're going backwards, right?
Right.
Instead of like we think we're leaping forward in technology, we're actually going backwards. And now we gotta unwind what's been installed. And everything since COVID, everything since 2012 needs to be fucking uninstalled by who installed it.
That's why I try to let people hear what he says and shit. That's why.
But the reason why they shut down the free energy grid is because there's no meters on it and there's no way to control it, no way to measure usage. They can't measure usage, they don't want it.
Look at these fucking 8 smart meters too, and how it was Paul. I think Paul was talking about it. So it comes in off the grid, feeds into the smart meter, but it's like but then it'll flow right back out. So you're not using it all. It's not a one-way at the meter, it's not a one-way energy's just not sitting there on demand. It's flowing through back out of the meter. So through the smart devices, I think the black and the white. So there's just a black and a white and a green, right?
No.
A common, a negative, and a neutral. Two wrongs make a right. So now they're making it so how just like your water meter, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
So you got water flowing up through your ground and to your water meter. Then it feeds your house. But if your water heater, it's got a water heater in there, it heats up, it expands, and it'll push it back into the city main without building pressure. You know what I mean? So that's why now when they have those backflow preventers, that RPZ, like for a sprinkler system, to keep any chemicals from ever getting back into the municipality, it can build pressure. So it needs a relieving point. So they're doing something, again, we have all these LED bulbs that use a fucking couple watts versus 100 watts. We used to have all this incandescent red spectrum, and now it's blue spectrum.
Right.
They've taken the male out of the fucking light source and inserted female day and night light.
Yeah.
There's no red masculine sun to get us on the photosynthesis as much. They're blocking it.
Right.
Wow.
That's why they went through and pruned the land and made the land bare, and they took all the female trees out, and all you see driving on the road is male trees. It's like cutting, pruning, stripping the land of female trees. Well, hi. What do I know?
Or if they take all the male, they take all the male trees out and just leave all the female trees there, but there's nothing there.
It's barren.
Would that be?
They put all the female trees are in the orchards.
Female trees are in the orchard, yeah.
When they pruned the land, they took all the female trees out, except for in the orchards. Controlled
Yeah,
reproduction.
there's no fruit bearing trees in the timbers anymore.
That's mind-boggling. You know?
Well, I was just figured that
And that was the land baron right idea, right? The robber barons and the land barons. Make the land baron. Boy, I'm a real outlaw now. I know about the robber barons, baron robbers.
well, let's fucking go, Johnny Appleseed. We're just gonna reverse this. JAS. Johnny Appleseed. We're gonna go 3,600, 360, then 6840 to Johnny Appleseed. We got to get some females trees in the timber.
It's mind-boggling.
You know, you look at the DNR. You know, like you're you're up in Maine, and you have all those controlled burns, like you said, or whatever for the blueberries. But what else could be out there in nature producing fruits in the forest? It used to be the chestnut, the American chestnut, and that was the largest American natural disaster. Was American chestnut. Who killed the chestnut? Was it the Masons?
Yeah.
Used to feed that to everything. You know, those big chestnuts roasting over an open fire. You know, they used to frickin' they said it was the largest natural agricultural disaster in North American history. The American chestnut. Fucking things were huge. Think of those. Well, your father would have known about those.
Yep. They're nasty.
Your grandfather. Those are the ones that they had those huge stumps that they were standing on.
Never ate a roasted
They
chestnut.
would fucking
Nasty.
probably drop. They're nasty.
I don't like them.
Well, I think they fed them to livestock.
Yeah.
You know,
some people roast them over an open fire, just like in the freaking song. Roasting open.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
You know.
What do they taste like? Just a tart fucking nut?
Yeah.
Like an acorn?
Ooh, I'm a close fan too.
Them acorns are really bitter, you know. But then deer enjoy eating them, you know.
The YouTube channel, my YouTube title for this stream is Maine's Title IX Investigations. District 9, Route 9, 9 digits, procession measures, Route 9, 9 digits, 9 months in the womb, 9 rays alike, 9 root races. What about the feminine? Be androgynine, benign everyone, B9, no means no, and in German 9 means 9. They lose it, you know. Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
We could call
No means no, but everybody wants to now. They want to fucking coddle the granddad of the vaccine. Nobody wants to talk about the fucking vaccine, but the fucking everybody that got unvaccinated now all of a sudden wants to fucking protect the fucking guy that created the fucking vaccines again. What the fuck is going on, people? Fucking bitch slap you. I
Nine.
say that enough, you know. I can't say it enough times. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's traumatizing to learn about 9. Or recognize
Well, you just want every
as multiplication. One time in Greek philosophy was actually 360. One time. 1 times 360, 360. Oh my God, Dick, that's a conspiracy. Let's duplicate. Let's do a double. 2 times 720. 2 times. Let's time it 3 times. 1080. And all these freaking frequencies are Route 9. Once you know about 9, there's no going back to being a 1 or a 0. Because you're 9 now. Once you know, you can't unknow.
I just keep thinking of the Flintstones. Stuck on the Flintstones.
How do we create technology that's what, 9G? Just gonna go out on a limb and guess there must be a 9G in the process somewhere. Somebody's inventing 9G technology right now because they have 9-dimensional comprehension of reality. 9G. 9G.
I had heard that China possibly had 10G, which would be back around to 1G.
Right. How many G's are
So
100 G?
yeah, I was like, is that, you know what, it'd be 1.1. They put a point in front of it. I mean, they that decimal point changes the equation, right?
Right.
But if you think in thirds, you just roll right over that decimal point. Doesn't mean shit because you're just looking at a number. Sign. You're looking at signs, not placeholders.
Right. 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 I'm just paying attention.
And it's not a sign; it's just a dot.
Right. So reverse engineering in this process would be looking at the geometry, a form or a figure. Like, Joe, that tetrahedron you're holding right there.
Yeah.
How many vectors is in it?
9.
I don't know. There's 5 points. Interest points. There's only 5.
Yeah, there is.
4 on the out, 1 on the in. 5 total. So it's flat. Let me see it first. I'm on camera. Right. 3-dimensional triangle. The tetrahedron. Got 5 vectors. 5 times 360. 1800. So if you think about it, 1800 is the frequency that generates this geometry. By counting the vectors.
It's got 5 vectors to that.
Right. So you count the vectors in the geometry, count the center point, which everyone means out, plus the outer points. Multiply it
So
by
if that's got 4 vectors to it, right?
correct on the outside.
So now a 5. Now look at a star forward. It's got 5.
Right, 5 on the out.
What's the difference between that star forward, a 5-pointed star forward on the? We're looking at a 2-dimension.
That star on the wall.
What's a 5 vector look like in motion?
That one. Yep, give me that one. Well, this is the this is your this is 5-star tetra. Which means
Right, so yeah.
I used 5 tetrahedrons to make this one geometry.
And that's what the 5-pointed, that's what the star force making right there in motion when that.
The frequency, I believe, of this one is something. It's 5040.
540.
You're counting by tetra.
540.
You're counting by tetra. This is a tetra. Instead of
That's
squares,
also how he made it, man.
instead of counting by squares, you're counting by tetra. They think I'm crazy, but okay, I can fit 5 tetra inside this one fucking geometry.
No, I know. I'm just thinking. I mean, I got to rest my eyes from looking at that shit sometimes and just going to.
This is the shape of water. All right.
Yeah, that's a lot. Wow.
Right. They want you to think it's evil. Oh, look, there's the goat. right? There's the goat. Turn upside down. Oh, there's the man. Goat man. Goat man.
So if you want to go to space, you gotta think.
Is that wild? So you know about Tetra, then I guess apparently you're the goat man. Why would you want to be a sheep? You won't ever make it to the top of the mountain. Only goats can do
And
that.
Tetra, and that's Tetra, Tetra, like Tetris.
Right. Right.
But Tetris isn't it like cubes dropping down?
Yeah. You can make a cube out of 4 tetrahedrons.
Only ghosts can do that.
Gotcha, which is a 4-sided box is what you're looking at.
But put a cross through it, and now you got 4 triangles. You got 4 tetra. They're just connected at the center. You're seeing it compressed in 2D.
Tetrahedron.
You're seeing these shapes in 2 dimensions because of school, but what my math is showing you is to essentially inflate them, right? Inflate.
Is that ether?
Yeah. Shape of ether, shape of water, hydrogen, plasma,
You know,
extract.
so I remembered E is ether, and I discounted A, B, C, D, E, and that was 5.
Right.
5, and that's what I remembered. This is ether. Welcome to the ether.
Welcome to the ether. Right?
That's ether. That's your 5th finger.
Yeah.
Ether
It's
this
your Saturn
motherfucker.
finger. When you give people the finger, you're saying Hail Saturn.
Hail Saturn.
Your middle finger, oh, it gets funny. Your middle finger is your Saturn finger, right? And when you,
So why don't they have that? Why don't they put the ring on it when they're married to the state? Why do they make that your Saturn finger when you're married? Because that's what that finger. There's an artery that goes all the way to your heart on your left hand.
yeah. Why do they make instead of
And
wearing?
that's your toroidal field. Your toroidal field is captured by one ring of Saturn.
Yeah. So when you give people the finger, you're flipping the bird, and bird's the word man. Word bird.
Yeah.
But really, right? Keep thinking about it. Thoth is the word bird man. Thoth, thought. Origination of thought comes from Thoth. Word bird man. The word bird man. Right? That's from Atlantis. Right? But also when you flip the finger, you're hailing Saturn or recognizing Saturn. But not in the traditional,
Understanding him.
not you're defying Saturn in this sense. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You're recognizing and defying.
Are you understanding him?
When you graduate from high school, you're compassed and squared.
Said something about
Zeus.
So, I mean, did both fingers represent Saturn and Saturn?
Yeah,
What are the index fingers then?
that's your pointer, right?
something about
What is it?
When you're pointing,
Pointer.
think about it. When you're pointing, you're
in your left hand.
think about it.
So you understood that.
When you use your pointer finger, you're silencing.
I think
Right?
it's true.
The librarian. Shush! Right?
True, because of the vein that goes to your heart, because it is true. There is a vein that goes directly to your heart.
So when you're pointing, you're spotting. Right? You're on the spot. You're pointing at the spot because you see the spot.
Yep.
Spot backwards is top. Spot tops.
Yeah. I didn't know if every finger represented a element in the,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Spot.
like this being, that being Saturn. Was this, you know, would your pinky be?
I'm not one for it, but yes, every finger represents and they mirror each other. Every finger has a planetary alignment. I've seen.
Gotcha.
There's palm readers that are big into this palm reader,
That's that's a chart. Yeah, that's how they
but it has a whole.
esoteric card reading.
I never got into it, but I've seen palm
Well,
readers,
I think
so I know. But
I
also,
think they're low grade witch. I think they're low grade witches, Matt.
right, knuckle and bone, your fist. 27 knuckles or bones in each fist. 27, 27
Yeah.
put together. Four. Right.
Full deck of cards.
I believe the original analog calculator was your fingers counting on your knuckles. Right, counting on your knuckles. A is the tip of your thumb, A, and then this one Z. But you can count out the whole alphabet on your knuckles.
You know why AI is so foreign to us?
Because we don't use it.
Because we don't use it, and we were always the first ones walking away from it. You know, I mean, we're using this as well, but there was different ways in the past. We've used it a lot different with free energy.
Right. No, I believe we use it solely as communication, broadcasting, communication, not for control.
So at the end, at the end of this 25 920 cycle, which is 17, and 17 being Q, the question is, what do we want to do at the end of the cycle? Just keep remembering.
Right. I think the bigger question is, what kind of society do you have? Do you want to have one ran by AI or one ran by humans? Biology. AI.
Yeah.
We're all realizing that AI is essentially replacing us and putting us all out of a job.
Yeah, we just got to go back to nature.
Right.
You know? Can't keep us from fucking enjoying nature and keep us out of the fucking. It's not their fucking resources.
They made it against the law for people going to national parks. They criminalized going into nature in Canada. Did you heard anything about that? Oh, it's wild.
I've been speaking out and telling those Canadians they need to fucking rise up and fucking shake some shit and sack some jokers.
It's wild up there, right?
You know,
Oh.
it's just an open border system, open policy, whatever. But it's like, hey, leave your keys to your fucking car on the counter and your house unlocked. We've already taken your guns, but we're going to take everything else. This is how it's going to be. Fuck
National
you.
parks in Canada.
Bunch of fucking pussies, man. They are fucking Frenchies up there, rifle chuckers.
They're terrified of the wilderness. They're scared of the dark. They're scared of their shadow. They're just scared.
They're not fucking outdoorsy people, are they?
No. They get scared. It's amazing.
I gotta hop off here and grab a call. I'll be back here.
All right, good talking to you. Hey, Matt, I wanted to say just one time only, but I look at myself like those. I was a seeing monkey, but I had a hard time hearing monkey. And it took a lot of beating and humiliating and shit, but I kept coming back. And when I say you speak to many, that's millions and upon billions of people. But I sat back and watched you for a few years to get to where I'm at now. But you also are like a 70-year-old, predominant Christian. She was forced and taught to believe in the basic Christian way, voting way. Go to college, do what your patriotic do is for your country. To serve it and all, and quote unquote right ways. But even people like her, a female, is believing in what you're saying and finding logic behind it and saying, you know what, he's on to something. I believe in that too.
The Pharisees are the money changers. The Pharisees are the governmental institutions.
The greatest trick they ever pulled was making you believe in zero, said Nero of Rome. And when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You either thumb things up or thumb them down. Thumbs up is life. Thumbs down is death. You have life when you thumb up. You have death when you thumb down.
And the way that these religion institutions got implemented on society and people in general, like I believe that you stand for everything that stands for something, being a good man, a good Samaritan, a good neighbor, a good everything, But we're looked upon like psychos or not against the norms. The devil. I've heard you be called everything underneath the sun. But I believe what you believe in is valuable and stands for something good. And now that I'm able to speak upon that too, I feel better as a person, and also the people around me that once they understand that, they look at us a little bit differently.
I've heard some people get, but I've never really. I know Matt has probably had a lot of things said to him, but I don't really see too much of it. You know what I mean? And I don't see too many people saying anything to you, Chuck, or saying much to me. I mean, they might laugh here once in a while, but if they do laugh, they might
not
just
so
get
much
fucking,
now because they know that how I feel about him.
Yeah.
And everything, and I don't care. And I've told him, if you don't like it, then get the fuck off the floor, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to quit talking to him or nothing. But in the beginning, man, it was it was horrible, man.
Is it men or women that are what sides are both?
Well, the men, didn't go against what the woman said, but mainly the woman.
The 258s weren't liking what the 147 was laying down.
Majority was the women, and the men couldn't go against what she was saying. And there was some predominant Christian men that thought they had it all figured out on the Yahweh.
But they put a necktie on every day. Then they go to the fucking Lions Club Lodge and fucking they're evangelicals throughout the day.
It's funny because even one of them got on there, and I shared one of his things to show people and for me to sit back and watch it, try to figure it out, learn it. But even one of these real big Christian men that have a bunch of other followers and all, he shared one of the things. So I was like, it's all right. It's kind of making sense to you now too. Because now you're trying to steal the information. So, with that being said, man, it takes a lot of fucking bashing and your feelings getting hurt and everything, but you can't. It's making a difference, man.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Well, it's too bad anybody gets their fucking feelings hurt, but we all need our dick kicked in the dirt.
Yeah, I've had my feelings hurt.
Those of us that still have one.
Yeah, but a lot of them ain't never had their fucking feelings hurt, man, and it really shows. But the ones who have, it might you got to keep beating and pounding, but
Yeah.
they'll like me, I eventually shut up and started listening a little bit.
Well, it's amazing, here, we're talking about nature and cancer is a problem in nature, right? And being in Iowa is number one in cancer and it's spreading across the nations like a fucking plague. Well, the Iowa DNR, they look at every, they can't fucking seem to figure anything out. What's wrong with the fucking seed? It's all modified. Well, what do we got to do? They got to spray it so heavily with AI and all this garbage. They got to fucking just get rid of it. Start putting real organic seed back in the ground. Let the Amish and the Mennonites take back over and plant doing the farming.
Yes, and
They don't need all this bullshit to make life sustainable. They are shepherds, and they, what else they don't want to do? They don't want to fucking kill another man.
right. You're able to do
It's
that,
against their religion.
because
And it should be against everybody's religion. What do these other fuckers want to do? It's Matt saying.
your life, your education, your past. I'm able to too, because of my past and life experiences and everything too. But
Yeah.
Also like the more even deeper millions and billions of people into it too. They look at it like I did. They're like there's this fucking guy that appears on this floor that drinks, smokes, cusses, puts everyone down, makes you feel certain ways and everything. So that's why I said, there's a lot of seeing monkeys, but a lot of them have a hard time hearing.
Yeah.
But even as a business type man like you or me or a lot of other people too, you look at it too, like along with all this other crazy shit I'm hearing too, I'm watching something functioning every day. And I'm seeing people around him happy and so I'm just saying that to say this. It takes a what he's doing and what this floor is doing is real effective, man.
No, that's good. I mean, that's
Because
I bought into it. I mean, I tune into it and try to channel into when I can, when I'm not out and about. But I need to get rolling here pretty soon. But I might just go silent listen.
Well, we're gonna be doing a beer run in a second, Dick.
What's that?
I'm gonna do a beer run in a second.
Yeah.
We'll come back
right too.
later on. Part two.
Yeah.
I hope
Cool.
Hope to be back with you guys later or whatever.
No, that's awesome.
But for me, it's just like Facebook won't allow this to happen. That's why I do the group chat. Because I record on YouTube, but then I record Facebook people to the YouTube floor, listen to the conversation. We're the crazy ones.
Yeah, the grandmother said hi, Matt.
Hi, Grandma. We're Grandma's boys.
Hello, Grandma.
It's a school for Grandma's boys.
Say hello, Matt.
Your diva card is.
What are you gonna feed your grandma tonight?
Whatever she wants,
Exactly.
Yeah.
My grandma always started with dessert because she didn't know if she was going to have enough room for the main course. So she did things in backwards. She started with her pie.
Say hello to him.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
Grandma.
Hey Matt.
What's going on, Grandma?
Not much, honey.
I'll tell you what, it's something to see those Indiana Hoosiers beat the Buckeyes. Huh? I just saw the score, but wow.
Hey, she was one that used to, look and think, oh my God, what's wrong? That's what I'm trying to, I'm not trying to, look good or whatever, but I'm just saying, hey, an old dog can be learned, new tricks.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing. Is like a lot of it is too. We're going in a fucking million different ways. And wham, where are we going? Wow, I got to get this. I got to go do a pick. It's like, okay, why don't we just sit down and you start using the freaking
and all that sexist, racist shit that that everyone pegs him as whatever. You got grandmas that look back and say, "Look how good, that he is." Treating that man. Look how that man, treats him good. No matter whatever, it's all good in here.
Yeah.
Everyone's eating, having fun, respected, educated. And the older and the younger people are seeing that now.
Yeah, everybody's a victim.
More than what you think.
Everybody's a victim of a victimless crime.
Mm-hmm.
These are all victimless crimes because nobody knows who the perpetrator is. They've left that out.
AI did it.
AI did it.
They want us, divided, to, hate each other.
That's the smartest thing I could say right there.
AI did it. AI has no governance. It wasn't my fault.
Blame it on AI. AI did it.
She said he's ordinary than cat shit.
Yeah. Well, you think about that, we're going back in time and we're going back to biblical days.
Correct.
Right? AI did it. That's why the people are glitching. Glitching.
AI did it.
What's funny is your screen's glitching right now. It's just glitching.
AI is glitching.
It has been.
And that call that came in, that was AI that disrupted the call because he's like, "Who's this?" I was like, "Who the fuck's this?" I said, "Oh, how you doing? Having a good day?" That was just AI disrupting our call conversation.
Yeah,
it was a disruption.
They don't want these conversations.
Yeah.
No. Because all of a sudden you're like, where's questions come from, Q?
Yeah,
I've spoken on that, and a lot. There's some people that's understanding me now,
Right. It takes a minute, man. Then I'll sit there and realize that the brain is a quantum D-wave machine, just like AI. AI is only mocking what the human brain does naturally. So artificial intelligence is mirroring or mocking natural intelligence, mocking the space between the left and right ears, which is the original temple. What I say about the temple, Chuck? I was going to split the temples, left temple, right temple.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it. I've seen it in action. I've seen it. I've seen the results. I felt the feelings. Yeah.
Wreck the temple, split the temple, take out space in the attic, static in the attic. Space, the final frontier between the left
well,
and right.
all our neural pathways are just going fucking nuts right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're rewiring all the constellations in our fucking hemisphere right now.
I know what I just said. You're not supposed to know left hand is Cain and right hand is Abel. Left-handed, you lead with your right foot. Right-handed, you lead with your left. Put your left shoe on first, or your right. If you're Chinese, you're right left-handed. If you're American, you're right-handed.
Whoa.
I must be Chinese.
And to most Americans, I'm speaking Chinese because I don't want to live on my knees. I don't want to beg, borrow. I don't need anyone to scratch my belly.
What if you pick maize with both hands, tassels?
Right.
We'd single row it, detasseling, but then we'd double row it. But if you miss a tassel and those tassels pollinate the other seed, it fucking destroy the field. We'd detassel seed corn as jobs is we make pretty good money at it. We did the immigrant jobs, but it was how we bought our new clothes to go down to get dumbed down at school.
Yeah. Now schools about conformity, communism, Marxism, socialism, conforming people to a set group of ideas.
I did love my lunch ladies though.
I like the janitor better than the lunch lady.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the janitor too, but it's like I love the lunch ladies because that's what I was eating for the day, and I mean man, if
Say it louder.
you wanted that center cut of that square homemade pizza they were baking that day, and not an end piece of crust, they would, if you kind of knotted them right, they'd give it to you. You know, it's kind of the indoctrination of the prison system. So, I mean, if you want fed right, you got to, who's feeding you? The nice lunch ladies. But they made some amazing meals where I went to school. So I got a lot of. It's not like it is today, you know.
No, now it's all
All homemade shit, you know.
now it's 3D printed foods. Ah,
Hey Matt, before I get off here, you said you had to make a run to I got my jersey. I took it and got it. I cleaned that dry cleaners.
yeah.
Yeah, did a real good job on it. I'm just going to put it up.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, and maybe keep it for 50 more years and give it away or something.
50 years will probably be worth $1,000.
It's Tom Brady's.
Gronkowski.
Yeah, he's beastie too, though, Dick. You know.
No, I like big tight. You know, that's what Iowa football is.
Yeah, in the sports industry.
He was a
tank.
tank.
You know Iowa tight ends, just like Ohio State. You know, they just.
He's got a pretty hot name, don't he, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player. You know, remember that guy that played for the Lions, and he went by Megatron, and he was fucking amazing. And he went out early because he saved his money and he didn't want to fucking play in that system anymore.
No.
Smart man, wasn't he? I can't think of what his name was, but
finish the contract and just last you get hurt. It's like in logging. You last 20, 30 years, you better get out before you get hurt. The odds, they stack up. Eventually you're gonna get it.
But again, it's the Roman games and they're all fucking fixed.
Yep.
You know, and they're all little masons on each side of the checkerboard squares playing their games.
So we just have
to maybe
play, right?
Because that National Football League is kind of scripted, you know. Yeah. Because the gaming commissioner's got to win big every time. And, you know, when you see those referees pause out there and they're taking a long time to make a call, it's going to the highest bidder in Vegas.
Right.
And they're going to flip a call based on the odds. And the odds being is the house is going to win because the house is playing the game on the fucking big screen. Amazing. You know, and here are all these people that work their fucking ass off day in and day out
to wind up with nothing.
Kansas City Chiefs, yay! Ball games. Right. Fuck this shit. You know, it's like, let's get out there like Philadelphia. Remember that during the strike, and they had those players that were
kneeling,
doing the tryouts.
Oh yeah,
that was a great movie.
Yeah,
can't think of what it was called, but he played for the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was just he was a real fucking white cracker kid, a little smaller, but he scrappy, pretty quick, and could hit pretty hard. And he kind of did. I think he was doing punt returns and kick returns, and he'd have some pretty big open plays. So he's pretty.
I can't remember. I know who. Yeah.
That was a great movie, anyway. You know, he was another Homer Simpson, just kind of dumb bartender, just doing his thing. And
oh yeah, the Eagles. Yeah. Mark Wahlberg. No, that was a good movie. Yeah, no, right? He was doing what he wanted to do. Like right now, this stuff about math and jump. I have Asperger's. I have autism. I had a stroke. I was legally dead 3 times. I'm still alive. That's not amazing.
That is.
Yeah.
I don't stutter anymore. Not skipping over my words. People have a hard time with my words.
Have you been shocked back to life?
No, I came back on my own,
Came back on your own.
which
Yeah. Well, you were always going to come back on your own, regardless whether it was, you know what I mean? You're not going to, I mean, just so happens to be, it's got to stay in that little vessel that you're in right now.
this is why AI has a hard time with me and it's glitching. See,
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like trying to glitch you out.
glitch.
It's the AI.
Ugh.
Or it's the
All
fourth.
right. Well, I'm going to peel out here. I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you later.
Guys, have a great night.
Yep. Get something good to eat.
Yep, as I'm going to. Yep, thank you.
Yep. We'll see you guys.
Have a great
I'll
night.
see you, Dick. Yep.
Yep. Take care.
Later, YouTube. Later, David.
Later. It's Joe out.